a frown. I'm never on time. Can I get on top? Let me give it right. Baby has a frown. I'm never on time. Can I get on top? Let me give it right. Baby has a frown. I'm never on time. Can I get on top? Let me give it right. Baby has a frown. I'm never on time. Can I get on top? Let me give it right. Just give me a second chance. Or a third, wanna show you how I do my dance. On the sidewalk, scaring people to death. Get to your heart, yeah. I swear I'll do it over and over and over again. Till I die. Wanna see you, see you, see you smile again. Baby has a frown. I'm never on time. Can I get on top? Let me give it right. Baby has a frown. I'm never on time. Can I get on top? Let me give it right.
When the one that I'm with ain't the one that I want. Don't wanna fight for my love, I wanna unite in front. I'm an alpha and I need an alpha man. Needing to understand there's power in the tongue. So speak to my heart, babe. Speak to the queen in me. Though we might disagree, don't say nothing you don't mean. Know when to walk away, when I'd rather that you stay. Gently put me in my place. Leave when I need some space. Want you to make me forget. Please can you make me forget? I want you to make me forget anything before you. It didn't feel like this. And we already know that we both need to grow. So if we grow apart, it's 'cause that's the path we chose. Long as you keep me safe, I can love you with grace. But it's not a mistake if it's one that you constantly make. So don't break my trust, babe. Love over lust, babe. I'm not ashamed to admit that I'm insane for you. I just can't walk away when I know that I'd rather stay. Gently put me in my place. Leave when I need my space. Want you to make It didn't feel like this. Feel like this. Didn't feel like. Didn't feel. Feel like. Feel like this. Didn't feel like this. Feel like this. Didn't feel like this. Feel like this. Didn't feel like this. Oh. Feel like this. Oh. Didn't feel like this. Oh. Feel like this. Didn't feel like this. Feel like this. Didn't feel like this. Feel like this. Didn't feel like this. Tell me what you're thinking about. I got a lot on my mind. I've been losing my focus. I'm a little busy right now, trying to fantasize, 'cause it's the life that I've chosen. I like the ones in my yay and the ones that wanna stay, the ones that wear my makeup, get jealous of my shoes. If you think you're worth my time, then you better get in line. There's so many that I just can't choose. I've been thinking boys, everything I see, boys, coming out bleed, boys. I've been thinking boys, I don't really need boys, but I still rinse repeat, boys. Boys, 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 boys. And I know, and I know, and I know I should have one at a time, but they're all so cute. How could a girl possibly decide? The tall supermodel, the star of a novel, the one that will grovel and do anything that I want. I like the ones at my yay and the ones that wanna stay, the ones that wear my makeup, get jealous of my shoes. If you think you're worth my time, then you better get in line. There's so many that I just can't choose. I've been thinking boys, everything I see, boys, coming out bleed, boys. I've been thinking boys, I don't really need boys, but I still rinse repeat, boys. Boys, 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 boys. I've been thinking boys, 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 boys. Always dreaming boys, 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 boys. Now I'm thinking boys, 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 boys. I could eat that girl for lunch. Yeah, she dances on my tongue. Tastes like she might be the one. And I could never get enough. I could buy her so much stuff. It's a craving, not a crush. Call me when you're there. I said I bought you something rare, and I left it under clear. So now she's coming up the stairs. So I'm pulling up the chair and I'm pulling up my hair. Baby, I think you were made for me. Somebody write down the recipe. Been trying hard not to overeat. You're just so sweet. I wanna shower for you like you want. Clothes on the counter for you, try 'em on. If I'm allowed, I'll help you take 'em off. I could eat that girl for lunch. Yeah, she dances on my tongue. Tastes like she might be the one. And I could never get enough. I could buy her so much stuff. It's a
I could eat that girl for lunch. She dances on my tongue. I know it's just a hunch, but she might be the one. I could be that girl for lunch. Yeah, she tastes like she might be the one. I could be that girl for lunch. Yeah, she tastes like she might be the one.
insecure about things I ain't thought about in years. You're bringing out my fears, and I don't see you anymore, but the words you left me are always in my ears, always in my tears. You're as gentle as my body just won't forget. You're a handprint on my heart I just can't possess. It don't matter if it's 25 years, 25 months. It don't matter if it's 25 days. It was real love. We got too much history, so don't just dispose of me. You can leave me for 25 days, 25 months. You can leave me for 25 years, I'll never give up. We got too much history, so don't just dispose of me. Can we try again? You know we had potential. In the middle of the night, I was by your side. You had on me tight, only you and I know. How do you let go? It don't matter if it's 25 years, 25 months. It don't matter if it's 25 days. It was real love. We got too much history, so don't just dispose of me. You can leave me for 25 days, 25 months. You can leave me for 25 years, I'll never give up. We got too much history, so don't just dispose of me.
You know I be down, down, down. You know I be down, down, down. You know I be way, 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 way down. You know I be down, down, down. You know I be down, 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 down. Way, 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 way down. They gon' have to come get me. They gon' have to see about it to get next to you. They gon' have to call the law. I don't care what they offer. I'm protecting you, 'cause I never
if you promise to keep us in love. Cause I need it better than I needed air to breathe. If you ain't around to catch me when I'm falling, I'ma go around and tighten your wings on my back, just in case. If you ain't around when I'm around, I'ma go around me. They gon' have to come get me. They gon' have to see about me to get next to you. They gon' have to call the law. I don't care what they offer, I'm protecting you. Cause I never thought I could put anybody before me. So they gon' have to come get me. They gon' have to see about me to get next to you.
Watch you ride, slip inside, get into it, yeah, yeah, yeah. Favorite prize, your delight, nothing to it, yeah, yeah, yeah. In the morning or the night, how I like with you. Get into it how you like, it's alright with you. Running through you in my home, oh yeah, oh yeah. Turn and screw till I'm all loose, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not that typical, but you caught my eye. Babe, let me give you something you're gonna like. One shot, two shots on me. Get it up and get it in time. Put 'em up, just leave it all for me. I can walk that talk all night. Talking, 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 talking. All of you is talking.
Put more response on my head, that's right. I said put response on my head, that's right. Until I give you the go ahead, they look, don't touch, and I leave them on bed.
I can blow more rounds like a shooting star. Gonna go real far, way too hard. Running through you in my home, oh yeah, oh yeah. Turn and screw till I'm all loose, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not that typical, but you caught my eye. Babe, let me give you something you're gonna like. One shot, two shots on me. Get it up and get it in time. Put 'em up, just leave it all for me. I can walk that talk all night. Talking, 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 talking. All of you is talking. Talking, 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 talking. All of you is talking.
Hi, everyone. Thank you all for being here. We're going to start in just about 5 minutes. If you'd like to find a seat inside the event space, thank you so much.
She's got big bulging eyes and a chewing a grin. Everything in a way the raw tinsel freezes. She's not an omen, she's not a woman. She's stuck in college. She cosplays a mountain looking like a hill. She storms through the valley, you begin to get chills. She's not an omen, she's not a woman. She's stuck in college. Let's go. Let's do the
catch me, I'm a real life wire. Psycho killer, qu'est-ce que c'est? Pop, 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 pop it up. Run, 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 run away. Oh, psycho killer, wanna love you forever. You never gonna away. I love you, psycho killer, wanna love you forever. You never You set a conversation, you can't even finish it. You're talking a lot, but you're not saying anything. When I have nothing to say, my lips are sealed. Say something once, why? I'll say it again. You start a conversation, you can't even finish it. You're talking a lot, but you're not saying anything. When I have nothing to say, my lips are sealed. Say something once, why? I'll say it again. Psycho killer, qu'est-ce que c'est? Pop, 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 pop it up. Run, 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 run away.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to YouTube and happy Pride. Thank you all so much for being here today. We are very excited to have this very fascinating discussion about the real truth of what it's like being queer right now in the music industry. My name is Ty. I'm a partner engineer here at YouTube Music. Thank you very much. Very excited to be hosting you all today. If anyone has any questions, concerns, feel free to find me. You already found the bar, I can see. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and kick it off, introduce our moderator, Michael Tomczak, Queer Capita board member and director of publicity at The Orchard. Take it away.
Hey y'all, can you hear me? Does that, ooh, okay. Hi guys. Thank you so much, Ty, for hosting us. This has been incredible working with the YouTube team and Google, so thank you so much for having us. You guys have been fantastic. Shout out to everyone who came today. I know Pride Month has been absolutely hectic with a million events. So we just really appreciate you guys coming out on behalf of Queer Capita, Billboard, and The Orchard to talk about this timely discussion. But first, let me introduce myself. My name is Michael Tomczak. I'm a Queer Capita board member for the past 3 years. And I'm also, in my day job, I'm the director of publicity at The Orchard Sony Music, where I spearhead press campaigns for indie artists like Ray, Caroline Polachek, Thames, Joyce Rice, Saba, Love Renaissance Records, Top Dog Entertainment. I could go on, but I won't. I feel so official with this clipboard. But before we really dig into the reason why we're all here today, I have to show love to Dan Imateo and Nico Matchlit. Please give it up right there. Hi, Dan. I know you're watching on the live stream. Dan, we miss you. Hope you're feeling better. Because they've really put so much heart into championing and building a community for LGBT music industry professionals, which was their initial goal when they started and founded the company in September 2021. It's been incredible to see the growth that's happened over those last few years. The nonprofit has now grown to 400 members with 2 chapters in LA and New York City. We have 40 music companies represented in our membership, and it just continues to grow and grow and grow. We partnered with countless leading major companies, uplifted queer musicians like Dorian Electra, Zolita, to name a few, and worked with Billboard and Illuminate to sponsor an incredible report on the power of LGBTQ plus music, which we will circulate after this as well with the survey findings that we're going to be talking about today, because they really collide with each other. But really, I've seen firsthand how Dan and Nico have worked to champion LGBTQ plus visibility and representation in the music industry, and it's been an honor to work with them alongside the whole Queer Capita family. So when I think of Pride, of course I think about the sense of community. I think of my chosen family, of which so many of them are here. Thank you for coming and supporting. Of course, I think of the sweaty parties, and I think of all the rainbow flags we see at corporations that we don't normally see have rainbow flags. But I actually think most about advocacy and service. So when the board of Queer Capita came together at the top of the year to talk about what we were going to do this Pride, and when we thought about surveying the incredible membership that we've fostered over the last few years, we got to work straight away. But first, let me give you a bit more context before I rattle off a bunch of numbers as to why we're here, which is obviously to reveal the findings of our survey, the State of the LGBTQ plus music industry professional, which is co-sponsored by our fabulous partners, Billboard and The Orchard. Just more about the survey in general. We created a survey that polled 300 active members who are LGBTQ plus currently working in music. And we asked them to reflect on a few things. So the first being general sentiment working in the industry today, experience with bias and discrimination at work, specific areas of concern in the workplace for LGBTQ members, and workplace resources they are or not receiving at this moment, and any ideas for improving the working environment in the industry. So while different companies in the industry provide different resources for their employees, there is a baseline of inclusivity and opportunity that we at Queer Capita strive for and advocate for by quantifying the attitudes and feelings around what this baseline looks like in a daily life at work. We really do hope to utilize the data that we're about to announce today as a tool to help keep the industry progressing on issues valued most by our community. So after publishing today's survey findings, Queer Capita's Board of Directors will work to create actionable next steps to continue building upon the resources we provide. We hope to expand our collective impact by continuing to partner with industry DE&I leaders, organizers, and champions to produce events and programs that remain free and accessible to all members of the LGBTQ plus professionals at every level. As the community celebrates Pride, we also want to acknowledge that this survey will not fix all circumstances for those in our community who have experienced prejudice based on their sexual identity or gender expression, especially our trans, people of color, and non-binary queer family. There are nuances and real-life experiences that a survey will not capture, of course. That being said, we must continue to not only recognize the LGBTQ plus professional community in the music industry, but also champion programs and initiatives that will help keep the industry progressing towards a more equitable future. So let's dive into the key notable takeaways from this survey, shall we? And apologies in advance because I work in music and I don't love numbers, but I'm about to rattle off a lot. Let's get started. Doop. So who took this survey? There were nearly 300 responses for this survey. Respondents represent a sufficiently diverse group, with 42% of respondents using him and his pronouns, 36% using she, her pronouns, and 21% using they, them. The top 3 sexual identities surveyed include 28% gay, 25% queer, 20% bisexual. The majority of respondents identified as either music industry professionals, managers, or another type of professional, making up 82% of total respondents, but there were 18% musicians who also responded. So what are our findings around the industry sentiment? How are queers feeling right now in the industry? The majority of respondents, 77%, feel comfortable being open about their sexuality in the workplace. Respondents who exclusively use he, him pronouns feel most comfortable being open about their sexuality at work, with 85% in that category identifying as somewhat comfortable or very comfortable. Nearly half of all respondents feel the music industry at large fosters a somewhat inclusive and somewhat supportive environment for our professionals. This perspective is most optimistic among those who exclusively use she, her pronouns, with 58% of respondents feeling the industry has a somewhat inclusive environment. This outlook switches when asked about representation in the industry, with nearly half feeling that the LGBTQ plus community is either very or somewhat poorly represented at all. When it comes to representation, an overwhelming 92% of respondents believe that representation is important or very important when promoting diversity in the music industry. Survey findings about bias and areas of concern. The majority of respondents, 64%, identified as either having experienced or witnessed microaggressions relating to LGBTQ plus identity in the workplace. When exploring if this bias has interfered with career opportunities such as promotions or raises, about a quarter of all respondents were confident that they were passed over for career opportunities. Of the music professional respondents, 43% identify being concerned about discrimination and bias in the workplace. This number jumps to more than half of music professionals who have she, her pronouns, and respondents using they, them pronouns or a combination of other pronouns reported concern about misuse of pronouns in the workplace, which was 17% higher than that of those who exclusively use he, him, or she, her pronouns. What are our findings on workplace resources and support for LGBTQ plus professionals? When asked which resources are most valuable to us, the most available resources to those surveyed were employee resource groups. This includes diversity and inclusion workshops, and events closely followed this resource. The value that both of these resources provide was overshadowed by the fact that 21% of those surveyed work for companies where there are no resources currently provided for LGBTQ plus employees. On the flip side, a mere 8% of LGBTQ plus music professionals feel that their companies provide adequate resource to employees, 8%. When asked which resources would be most impactful, respondents chose mentorship programs and LGBTQ plus networking events as their most desired resources. So what are our next steps? When asked what the steps the music industry needs to take to create a more welcoming environment for us, the results were most evenly split. 29% want to see promotion of inclusive policies. 28% are looking for collaboration with other LGBTQ plus organizations. 22% want more diversity training programs, and 21% want to establish safe spaces. I also just want to read a few of the responses we received. There was an open column at the end of the survey where you could just input your feedback and just general comments. And I just wanted to highlight a few because, all these numbers are great and everything, and we absolutely need the data to move this conversation forward. We can't, as queer people, we understand that these discretions exist in the workplace. But we also have to prove that. We need to showcase that. We need to shout outside about these numbers and how drastic some of them are. So I wanted to humanize it a bit and give some of the quotes that I thought were pretty powerful. One of them here is, as a queer woman in the industry, specifically a genre of hip hop, it's difficult to fully represent all pieces of me without bias in some way from the hyper-masculine misogyny that occurs in hip hop. This is a different one. As a manager, I feel good about my particular company. My concern is that you get into the different formats and genres. Many of them are not welcoming and do not feel like supportive places as musical industries. And you feel like, in particular, the Christian gospel and R&B genres are challenging as a gay man. Another, being an LGBT plus music industry professional is vital to me. I chose to come out professionally because I wanted to be the change I envisioned for this industry and the world at large. There's strength in numbers, so the more of us that are out in these spaces, the more power we occupy to implement lasting change and safety for the future of LGBTQ plus music industry professionals. Love that. Another one. For me, it means being unapologetically myself and advocating for more diversity amongst queer voices. As a queer man of color, I still feel largely alone at my intersection and would love to see more queer people of color in positions of power and at the creative level. It feels like diversity stops with the white queer people, and it can be very discouraging. To me, being an LGBTQ plus music industry professional means honoring my queer elders who have always been here but have not always been given the liberty to be themselves on the job, and honoring myself by asserting my identity. These are just some of the ones. There were so many powerful ones. it it really puts, you know, I guess this data into perspective on a human level, you know, and as, you know, inherently as queers, you know, we're advocating for change, but this is the type of data we need to be able to not only just inform the public, but also how to inform Queer Capita's mission and how we move forward. And for us to know more about our members, we can tailor our programming to what they need. So for this next portion, and I just wanted to say that those were the survey findings overview. We announced it today. The findings are all on the website, so please, I will circulate that after this today, and please do check it out. If there's anyone that, you know, has any questions after this about Queer Capita, about what we do, about the survey, please come find me, please come find Nico, and we'd be happy to answer any questions. I absolutely think that, like, tell everyone you know about Queer Capita. I think, like, the work that we're doing to unite LGBT plus music industry professionals is so vital. When I started here, started in the music industry, it was the first thing I thought about is how do I connect with my queer family? I know they exist. I know they do, you know? And it hasn't always felt easy. And so having this community has felt so important to me as just a human, and I know it to others too. I see it at every event that we do. And so if there's someone that you feel could benefit from us, and please tell them, share our Instagram post, share our LinkedIn post, help us, you know, because we want to help others out there. So let me, thank you. Thanks, y'all. But I'm going to introduce our lovely panelists, of which there are 3. First up, Meredith Nadeau, my lovely colleague at The Orchard. As Director of Brand Marketing and Communications and a 7-year veteran at The Orchard, Meredith helps to oversee all of the indie distributors' content, events, and sponsorships globally across 50 cities. She has cultivated some of the brand's most noteworthy events across the music industry's top conferences, including South by Southwest, the Grammys, and Music Biz. Meredith is always working to strengthen the Orchard identity as an inclusive and diverse community of independent artists and labels. She frequently utilizes the Orchard platforms and partnerships to center artists across all intersectionalities. Meredith was recently welcomed into the 2024 Keychain U.S. cohort, a gender-expensive development program for artists and innovators in the music industry. Thank you. Yes. Up next, we got Stephen Daw. Stephen Daw serves as the Pride editor at Billboard, where he covers stories relating to music, LGBTQ plus culture, and all of the places where the two intersect. Since starting as a staff intern in 2018, Stephen has interviewed icons like Madonna, Queen, and more, and recently won the GLAAD Media Award for Outstanding Print Article for his 2023 cover story featuring Maren Morris and 4 drag stars in conversation about drag bans across the U.S. Go off, Stephen. Yes. And last but certainly not least, we got Jess Chase, who is an artist and engineer who works on both sides of the music industry and is out working at YouTube. So thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. We're so excited to be able to talk a little bit more about, you know, this timely discussion. Oh wait, I have beautiful photos of us. Oh. Yes. Ooh. In case you didn't know. Let's start off with a quick icebreaker, though. Which can be scary. I actually hate icebreakers. But this one is fun. What would you say is the most memorable music moment that you've had in the last year, and why? I'll start off with you, Meredith.
Thanks, Michael. Honestly, I'm an emo kid at heart, dating myself a little bit, but there was recently a 20th anniversary concert, 20th, of one of my all-time favorite albums, Say Anything's Is a Real Boy. And yeah, I went to that show, and it was just like a full circle moment because one, it's a beautiful venue. The new, what is it, Brooklyn Paramount?
Brooklyn Paramount's so
stunning.
Cool. Oh.
And like, Max Bemis is a gay icon at this point. And yeah, I went to the 10th anniversary and now the 20th, and this time I went for free.
Guest list.
Guest list.
We love that.
So yeah, it was just a really full circle moment for me.
I love that. Oh God. I mean, listen, I went to the Hozier concert like everybody else in Brooklyn. I'm secretly a lesbian at heart. That was incredible. I would say though, like, man, I was very, very lucky that I got to go to Sam Smith's like 10th anniversary in the Lonely Hour party that they did, and Alicia Keys showed up and played I'm Not the Only One with him. And I was like right up here by the, I lost it. I lost my mind. It was great.
I was so jealous of that. And it was at Pieces, right?
It was at Julius.
Julius!
Which was just, it's like a venue this big and all of us, it was like sardines, everyone was sweating. Of course I cried.
Just making sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, I'm so jealous. Actually, I'm such a huge Sam Smith fan.
I love them so much.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be a little different in what I say is my most memorable. It was this Saturday. I played a show with all my original music, and we had a full band. We had like 2 guitars. I played guitar and synth. We had a bassist. We had a drummer. I mean, my guitarist is right here. She also works at YouTube Music. Yeah, so like, you know, it was really exciting to be able to kind of like have a show that had all my original music, like a full band, and yeah, there was just kind of nothing better than like seeing everybody show up and yeah, play music.
I love that. What venue was it?
It was at Sour Mouse, which is in the Lower East Side. It's actually a billiards hall.
Very cool venue. Very cool venue.
Yeah, it was really cool. Yeah.
Oh, I gotta go now.
Highly recommend.
Yeah. Also, I like printed out a QR code that has my songs on it. Please.
Get the promo. Get the promo.
Thanks.
Do what you gotta do.
Promo. Yeah, I'm up here with a microphone, so like, why would I not do it? Please do check it out. But yeah, so I'm also an engineer on the YouTube Music side, so I'm kind of like on both sides, as you said.
I better see y'all passing that QR code around. Y'all better start passing it.
It's like a Venmo.
Yeah,
It's like my Venmo.
Okay, but to really kick things off, I'm curious, what initially came to all of your minds when you first heard about the survey results? Were there any surprises for you? Jess, let's start with you.
Yeah, so I mean, honestly, off the bat, the respondents being like overrepresented men versus like the female category. I mean, there was a non-binary category, but I think like that just goes to show that representation in the music industry is just, it's predominantly male. Like, especially on the tech side, I mean, it's totally a boys' club, which is, my personality fits with that, but like, it's, you know, it would be nice to have, is this not working?
I think the batteries.
It's okay. Hello. Technical troubleshooting is my specialty, so it's fine. Okay. I think this one's, yeah, it's this one that's working. Okay, great. This is fine. Yeah, so I thought that was kind of interesting that like even the sample size is like a little bit biased, right? Like it kind of just goes to show.
Yeah, sure. I mean, for me, I saw something represented in there that I've been thinking about a lot, which is the difference between representation and support. Because I feel like so often when we have these conversations about the queer community, the conversation begins and then eventually sort of ends with representation, which is vital and it's important, and the survey shows that like we're still not where we need to be. But then when you get further into the survey and you see that only 8% of respondents were saying that they felt their company provided adequate like tools for them to be able to utilize as members of the community, I'm like, yeah, support is just as important as representation. And to see that low of a number was just kind of like, yeah, that's gross. It's gross.
Yeah, I think you see a lot of these companies have like, you know, ERGs, and a lot of the labor is put on the queer community.
Right.
And I think that's the biggest issue with the resources that we do have, is that they're not coming from the top down. They're not coming from leadership or the people who can make those really impactful decisions. So
that's such a good point, because it's always been a bit baffling to me to say, oh my God, there's this problem happening, right? The company sees it, oh, but you go do it. And it's like, but what? Like, we're the ones that are being marginalized. Like, it doesn't add up. And so I completely agree with you. It has to start internally from the top down, or else it's just never gonna work.
We're great at building community. That's not really what we need help with.
Right, no kidding. Yeah. Come to our pride parties.
Yeah.
So we saw in the survey that only 8% of respondents felt that their company provided adequate resources for our community, with 21% saying that their employee currently offers 0 resources, which I thought was just like a very staggering, significant number. All of us work at major companies, and we know firsthand how important and vital it is, and not always easy to do, to show up as your authentic self in the workplace. Meredith, I'm interested in this for you. How do you feel companies can empower and foster a safe space for its staff, LGBTQ plus staff?
Yeah. Luckily, I mean, me and Michael both work at the Orchard, so we feel pretty like we're sitting here right now being live streamed by the Orchard. So I do think we do a pretty good job on our end. But again, like, we have ERGs that throw parties. We actually have an awesome group that we do a really good job. We have like a group that throws a party every year for Pride. We had like a whole, yes. I think we're some performers here that might have come through.
Yes.
The period on the end of that sentence, it was perfect.
And it was incredible, and people who aren't just queer show up, which I think is also super important, that we have a lot of leadership show up to those as well. So I think there is amazing representation, and I found a lot of my queer friends through where I work, and we clearly sponsor really great initiatives. But of course, I think across the board, across the whole industry, like I said, the resources need to be more in the hiring part of the industry, and in leadership roles, and in those programs, mentorship, and ways to champion the queer community to go into higher levels of leadership.
Yeah.
Anything?
No, I think she said it.
Okay, perfect.
You nailed it, girl.
Stephen, this one's for you.
Oh, okay.
We had the opportunity to partner with Billboard again in May 2022 for our Power of LGBTQ plus music survey that I mentioned earlier, which was really informative.
Yeah.
Basically showcasing that while so many of these executives and companies believe that we're a fringe demographic, go hire an LGBTQ plus marketing and PR firm and then check off that box. The survey report really showed that queer consumers show up way more than the general public when it comes to supporting artists across the board, whether that's buying their music, showing up to their concerts, buying their merch, standing on Twitter, they are the ones, and like the numbers are showcasing that. So I'm just curious if you could maybe talk a little bit about that survey, shed some more light, and how do you think we can go about bridging the gap between representation behind the scenes and the consumer?
Yeah, so we did this survey with you guys, which was so much fun. We got to present it at Music Biz in Nashville. And yeah, it's very much what you said, where all of the data that we collected with Luminate showed that LGBTQ consumers over-index in practically every category of the music process. So whether that's buying physical copies, whether that's streaming, whether that's promoting new music online, whether that's seeking like the next big thing in music, buying merch, buying concert tickets, in almost every single category, queer consumers were doing more than their straight counterparts. And very much like the takeaway from that was just like, yes, we are not like some monolith that you can just sort of kind of pander to once a month,
right.
Turn your logo rainbow and be like, oh my God, we love the gays, and then, spoiler alert, you don't in July. So it's really, really interesting to see that kind of dichotomy. Then you look at this survey where it's like, okay, that representation not existing in the actual physical spaces of the music industry. So for me, I guess my main takeaway looking at these two is like you have this very clear block of people who are engaged in music and who want to invest in music. So the key is if you want to market to that group, great, start doing it with queer people in the room,
Right.
helping you figure out how to market to those communities. Because if anybody knows how to market to us without pandering and rainbow washing things, it's gonna be other queer people at these companies.
100%. And that goes for so many marginalized groups.
For real,
You know,
yeah.
have Black people in leadership roles who are talking about, you know, hip hop and R&B. Like, if you don't have that, I don't understand how you can go about. Well, that's why they're not necessarily profiting as much as they could be off of this.
Yeah, and
that's what's wild to me is like it's 2024 and it's very hard for artists to get people to show up to their shows, to buy merch, to buy vinyl, to do all of that. Like you would think that they would make this such a priority.
You would think. And it's especially interesting because of the communities, like we had a breakdown of different communities within the LGBTQ community. The people that were showing up the most were Gen Z in the LGBTQ community. Like they were more engaged than anybody else. They were spending like routinely $136 a month on music, which is like $50 more than the next highest person.
Wow.
So it's like, cool, queer kids and Gen Z, like that should be your target audience. They're the ones that are actually buying the most out of anybody, and yet you only see them marketed to during June. So it sucks, but you know, progress, I guess, can be made. We'll see.
I wanted to follow that up too because I know there are probably some musicians in the room. There are definitely musicians that filled out the survey, 18% to be exact. I love having a clipboard. I love it.
So nice.
I feel like I'm a teacher. 18% of the respondents of today's survey identify themselves as musicians. Stephen, as someone who covers new music releases daily, what would you say is the current sentiment towards LGBT artists right now? And is there any advice that you see so many pitches from me?
Hi.
First
Hello.
of all, hi girl. But no, you see so many people in your inbox trying to get a hold of you to cover their music. Is there anything that artists can do to break through the noise that you would say?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of like support industry-wide for queer artists, it's like I've said this before where it's like, yes, it's getting better, but the bar was in hell. So,
Right.
like, what are we kind of comparing
Right.
it to? And you still hear stories, even when I talk to queer artists today, who are talking about, like, yeah, my label has been talking to me about, like, wanting to make things a little bit more universal in the messaging that we're doing. So whether that means eliminating same-sex pronouns from love songs, then it's just, like, things like that, where it's like, I very much had the same reaction that you had, where I'm like, it's 2024. And the thing that I've noticed, especially this year, is that the artists, specifically the queer artists, who are really succeeding are the artists who are leaning into their specificity as artists. I've said her name 1 trillion times this month, and I will say it again. Chappell Roan's Good Luck Babe is the song of the summer. And it's a song that is so deeply specific about this very specific experience of being with a girl who is closeted. And everybody loves this song. All of my straight friends love this song.
Yeah.
And it's because it is instantly relatable, and it's because she's pulling that from herself. So if there is a piece of advice that I would give to queer artists, it would be stop trying to aim for like universal appeal, and like don't be afraid to like narrow in on just like, no, this is what my experience is, because that's what audiences care about. They care about your perspective, not marketing yourself to everyone.
Right. Wow.
Authenticity always wins.
100%. Do you feel like you're seeing more artists not leaning, this is gonna sound weird, not leaning into pride as much as to not be pigeonholed?
Yeah, I'm a little bit more. It used to be like I would not hear from queer artists like 11 months out of the year, and then suddenly June comes and every publicist is just like, hey, my artist is gay. And I'm like, I'm aware, I got it. Like, I have been here writing about this for 11 other months out of the year. And lately, I've seen a lot more artists like spreading it out and being like, no, I don't just want to release in June. I would like to release elsewhere. But it isn't very much like leaning away from like queerness. It's more leaning away from like, again, that rainbow washing pride of it all, being like, yeah, I don't want to get caught up in that wave. I want to be putting something out like at a time of year when not everybody else who is queer is also going to be releasing music, which I think is a good thing.
Can I add something to what you said before about the results showing that, like, even though, you know, the queer people aren't like a huge like percentage of the general public, we still do like over-index.
We're over-indexing.
Yeah. So I think that like that kind of ties into the music industry at large. Like, I think that, you know, queer people are versed in advocacy, right? So like we understand the importance of advocacy. It's been, you know, kind of a tenet, you know, to build community and see who understands you. But, you know, in terms of like us being music industry professionals, I think that we, like, as queer people kind of have a, you know, that is part of our core value set. Mm-hmm. And so showing up for artists is like, that is like exactly what it is. It's showing up for what you value. You value the music, so you're going to, like, you know, show up, buy, support, and all those things. But I think that, like, as music industry professionals, if we're going to be, like, you know, advocating for queer, you know, acceptance in the workplace and all that stuff, we need to also kind of tie that into the, you know, our mission should be also with representing artists fairly and making sure that, like, the money is flowing to the artists that we want to support, right? So I think that like is a goal for all of us.
100%.
Yeah.
You actually just answered my next question. That was great. Yes. So we can skip.
Wow.
But, you know, one thing I just have to say is, like, I feel like it'd be so wrong of us not to acknowledge our trans, people of color, and non-binary queer family who are so commonly left out of these conversations and hiring practices. You just mentioned advocacy, and I completely 100% agree with you. And when I think of advocacy, I think of allyship and how this empathy can allow us to advocate for others while it may not be our own personal experiences up here. How can we each do better to include opportunities for the most marginalized people of the LGBTQ community?
I can just start with that. I think that we all need to be a little more intentional about supporting indie artists. And, like, if you know somebody who's, like, a queer artist, professional, you know, just make sure that you're, like, including that in your roster of, like, what you're really consuming, right? Because I get, like, Taylor Swift ads all the time, and I'm like, I don't actually really listen to her very much. I mean, or at all, really, but it's still appearing because that marketing is on point, and it really does make me think, oh, I should check out the record. I want to know the conversation of what's going on, and the conversation that's being pushed is, you know, directly correlated with, like, the funds behind that marketing. So I feel like if you want to be a better ally in any way, you know, because we're all in different identities, and we can be an ally to other people with different identities, or, I mean, with people who share our identities, we have to, you know, start with, in terms of the music industry, start, like, intentionally including artists that, you know, fit those boxes.
Absolutely.
I also think, like, yeah. Yes. I also think, like, networking outside of your circle is super important. Like, we end up in all the same spaces all the time, and I think, you know, getting out of your comfort zone and learning from someone new and building on that is really important. I mean, again, not to check a box, of course. Don't just go make friends with someone to check a box, but putting yourself in new spaces when you're not the primary, you know, demographic is so key, and building that network.
Yeah, I mean, this is actually reminding me of one of the quotes that's in our survey that, like, immediately stood out to me, where it was an anonymous worker in the industry talking about how they kind of got pushed into DE&I work,
right?
Despite the fact that that's not what they came into the music industry to do. They literally said, I don't want to do DE&I, I want to do music. And I think that that's a really interesting idea, especially when it comes to the intersections of communities and these people who often get left out of these conversations. It's like, it should not be the responsibility of anybody but yourself to be learning as much as you can about those communities. So if you want to start listening to more, like, non-binary, trans, POC artists, it's your responsibility to go out and start looking for them. There are truly so many playlists that you can go find, that you can go listen to with artists who are both signed, who are indie. Like, there's so many resources for you to use, and yet there are so many people who don't use them. And I'm just like, that just creates all of the same problem over and over again. Google is free.
Google is free.
Shout out to Google.
Literally. And then also just go to billboard.com, type in Stephen Daw, and you'll see all of them being written about there. It's so true. There's so many ways to access and discover music these days in artists, and it's like, we have so many resources. I challenge everyone and all companies that we are a part of that we all have to do better in this.
One thing, okay, before I forget.
Yes.
Is we also kind of represent what we believe in with our dollars, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to actually support artists, you might want to consider changing your streaming services. And I mean, I work at a DSP, I work at YouTube Music, and like, you know, when I think of the DSP that pays the most to artists, I don't think of YouTube Music, I think of Tidal. Like, and that's just, you know, that's just the way it is. And you have to kind of be aware of where you're putting your dollar in, and especially with the MLC suing Spotify, that's something you should all be aware of, where basically there's actually two main things going on with Spotify right now. I'm actually a user of Spotify, so this is something that I'm thinking about a lot in terms of like, what do I value? What do I want to put my money towards? And basically, like, one of the things is that Spotify has been like trying to implement a rule in 2024 where basically they're not going to pay artists unless they get 1,000 streams, right? And so I work like on the back end, like calculating revenues often. So it's not like the system's already built so that you can pay on that money. This is not like a technical issue, and they want to act like it's microtransactions that's causing this issue, but they're saying 1,000 streams and then we'll start paying you, and they do not back pay. They do not back pay, and this is new, 2024, so this has not been occurring until now.
I just want to bring up with that, I agree 100%, but I also believe that the music industry in the future should unionize to fight against this as a collective.
Exactly, that's like Queer Capita, right? Like, we are like a group of music industry professionals, and we should all be having like this core value system that where we're really recognizing that there's these disparities, and as a consumer, voting with our dollar in a way, like actually putting our money where we believe it will be the best spent. So I think that that's something we should all keep in mind.
Or like, even if you're listening to an artist that you really like, hey, go buy like a physical copy of their album. Like, that's gonna go such a longer way than like streaming their songs on streaming platforms. Like, go find their Bandcamp, especially if it's an indie artist.
Yeah, Bandcamp.
Go buy an album from them. Like, it's huge,
100%. Thank you for that. Let's see here. Let's see, y'all. Okay, yes. As queer people who have forged successful careers in the music industry, what are some words of advice you may have for other queer people looking to break in?
I can start. Find your people. And I mean, that's Queer Capita for me, and also a lot of my coworkers and friends. Like, find your people authentically. I know I keep saying authenticity, but make friends with people not just because they have a job you want or could get you in somewhere.
That's such a good point.
Yeah, make friends like naturally.
Authentic relationships.
Real relationships.
People can sniff out if you're just trying to use them. Trust. Like, it's very obvious. Yeah.
And network horizontally. Like, your friends will get somewhere one day as well.
I love that.
That's
network
huge.
Horizontally.
Yeah. Also, I will use this opportunity to plug Key Change, which I am currently, the cohort kicked off this last week, during Indie Week, and it is like absolutely life-changing. Like, everyone in the community, there's only 25 of us, and we're all women or non-binary, gender-expansive individuals, and I think 85% of us are queer. So, and that's run also by Maria Duranos, who's, everybody leading it is queer. So it's become such a heartfelt community for me as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would second what you said about finding your people, queer capita. Hi. But I would also say, okay, this is going to sound like a cop-out, but I promise it's not. It's advocate for yourself. That is a thing, especially as someone who came up in journalism and was very much taught when I went to journalism school of like, this is a cutthroat industry, like you are lucky if you get a job. There is a tendency to get kind of ingrained into your head that like, I'm lucky to be here, I should just accept circumstances as they are. And like straight up, that's not true. Like if something is not working for you, if you feel that you are being undervalued in whatever positions you are in, do not be afraid to stand up for yourself and be like, hey, actually I'm worth a lot more than you're like currently offering me. And that's gonna get you much, much further than just taking whatever offer comes your way, in my experience.
And sorry, really quick, to build on that, in 2024, like we said, it's your uniqueness is a selling point.
For real.
100%.
Like, know your worth in the fact that you give another perspective, and they need that. So, yeah.
Yep, they need you more than you need them,
Yeah.
period.
Yes.
Speak to it.
Yeah, I want to actually just kind of second that. Exactly what you said. And also that, like, what you accept, you know, is kind of the status quo, and you'll end up perpetuating it whether you want to or not.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, networking horizontally, that's amazing. Being upfront about what you're looking for, what you desire, your hopes and your dreams, those are so, like, you know, that's who we are. We're all just people with hopes and dreams, right? So, like, just be honest about that, because not everybody's hopes and dreams are the same, right? So you might just need to, like, convey what you want to do, and then other people will connect with that, and they'll see that you're being honest, and that really goes a long way. So, yeah, that's how I feel.
100%.
Love it. And it's so cliche, but it's just so true. I mean, no one else is going to be you. No one else is going to bring what you bring to a boardroom. You know, no one else is gonna be able to treat an artist the way that you treat it. You know, like it's such a personal thing doing what we do, working with artists so closely. It's very vulnerable, like, you know, and so showing them who you really are and showing them how passionate you are. That's one thing I'll say. It's like, if you're not passionate about music, don't work in it. And I see so many that do, and it sets you apart if you actually are doing it for the right reasons. I've been blessed to feel that and to feel that sense of belonging from the artists that I work with. And it's just fulfilled me to a point where I almost feel overwhelmed at times, you know? And also don't give up, because the music industry is more so about no's than it is about yeses. When I first started doing publicity, I only ever heard no's, and it's so defeating at times. You question why you're doing it. You question if you're able to do it. And then if you really, you know, buckle down, things start changing and, you know, and opening up for you. And so I think you really just have to believe that for yourself. And one thing I'll say is I've never been in a room that's more welcoming than a Queer Capita mixer. So if you haven't been to one, you'll be networking and not even realize it, you know? And you'll be talking to someone from Spotify who's playlist editing, you know? Like, it's just a thing, so come and join us. Okay, so let's finish with another fun one. What does pride mean to you guys, each and every one of you? And if you could please give us one queer artist that you want to highlight on this stage that might need some love.
Oh, someone else has to go first.
Okay.
Meredith, that's you.
I can go. I don't mind. I recently, like, came into my pride. I know that seems weird, but, like...
Snaps?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's a whole journey. There's, like, you know, you realize you're queer, and then you come out, and then you have this, like... I think up until very recently, I'm bisexual, and I had a lot of, you know, what do you call it? Imposter syndrome. I was like, I don't belong in either space. Until, yeah, I think in the you know, your 30s really do it for you. Yeah, I've really come into my own, and now I'm like, you know, I don't even have to have a label. It can change any day. I can show up wearing whatever I want, whenever I want. And yeah, it's just, that's kind of what pride means to me, is like,
Love that.
being able to shout it from the rooftop and also feel safe and like this is your group.
Yeah, and congrats on that journey.
Oh, thank you.
Beautiful. Is there a queer artist you want to shout out?
Yes, I'm obsessed with Orla Gartland. If you haven't listened yet, I love her. She needs to
She's
come
one of my
into the
artists.
office.
I know, she is. We'll
Is
talk.
she-
Yeah,
August?
September.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, I mean, I find a lot of artists just working at the Orchard because we
Literally.
cover so many. But Orla Gartland's based in Ireland, and yeah,
She's
just
incredible. If you don't know her, please,
for Michael's sake.
For my sake.
Her music is so good.
Yes.
Oh,
It's so
I'll
fun.
hit you up on Monday.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, of course. Okay, what does pride mean to me? I mean, for me, it's just, I don't know. I feel like for a long time, I was always just like, it's about being unapologetic, and then it's just like, things have shifted.
Yeah, things have changed.
And it really is just not caring about the perceptions of others. There is, oh God, this is cheesy. There is a RuPaul quote that I say to myself a lot, which is, other people's opinions of me is none of my business. And that's something that I find myself repeating on a regular basis. And so it's very much that, is not caring about the way that I'm perceived, or not caring about misconceptions about who I am and the way that I present myself and things like that. Okay, and then queer artists. There's a lot.
That's a hard one for you.
I literally,
Oh my
okay. I'm gonna go with, I'm gonna mispronounce her name. I always mispronounce everyone's name because I write them, I never have to say them out loud. But I believe her name is pronounced Toa Bird. I'm obsessed with her. Her song Bills that came out earlier this year is so good. She is sick on the guitar. She has the coolest like aesthetic. I love everything that Toa Bird does, and I want her to keep
How do you
doing
spell that?
Yeah, Towa.
Okay. Bird.
And then bird like the animal.
Isn't she with Renee Rapp?
That is unconfirmed, but like probably.
You heard it here first. Live stream.
Okay, so I feel like it would be really cheesy for me to say myself.
It is not cheesy. Self-promo.
But yeah, you were saying like,
Do it.
promo yourself, and it's
just
like it doesn't come naturally, and if it does, like, are you? I mean, it's like it shouldn't come naturally, but
Sure.
I would like to promote my own self.
Advocate for
Just
yourself.
Chase,
We just
my
talked about
music.
this.
I'm coming out with a record soon, so yeah, please go listen to that. But I also wanted to shout out Amelia Murray. She is the bassist in my band, and she came out with 2 songs, and they're so good. And I'm like, it's not even because you're my bassist, it's not because you're my friend. I just like the music, and I listen to it a lot. So yeah, please go check that out. Old Enough and Buzzkill Baby. She's like incredible. She's incredible live, and the recordings do reflect that. But yeah, pride. What does pride mean to me? I feel that pride just kind of makes me a little bit more passionate about advocacy and like, you know, being who you are, but like also standing up for what you think is right and what you believe in.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty difficult, you know, because like the older you get, the more you have on the line in a lot of ways, right? So you like, you know, your livelihood, your job, just things like that, you know, it can get in the way, but just my pride, I guess, is based on just like standing up for other people and standing up for what I believe in. So
I love it.
Love it.
Thank you.
Wait, now you have to shout out a queer artist, Michael.
Ooh.
Yeah. And what does pride mean to
You're
you?
gonna put us on the spot. I'm gonna put you on the spot, babe.
Okay, well, of course I came prepared with this. Yeah. No, I was thinking about it, and I think I'm gonna shout out Cayenne Cruz. She's also someone I work with at the Orchard. Incredible genre bending, all R&B, Afrofusion, pop. It's just all a hybrid, and they just released their debut project a few months ago. That was great to work on. So yeah, stream Cayenne Cruz and support your local artists, queer or not. Like, obviously, if they're queer, they're better. But if they're not, like, still show up for your artists. Like, I mean, you all do. Clearly, you're here, you know, so you clearly care. I just feel like, yeah, it's so important. But I appreciate you guys all so much and your sentiments. This was a lovely conversation. And thank you all for just showing up and, you know, being such a great audience.
Round of applause.
Thank you to everyone on the live stream. And come to our next and final Pride event, Queer Capita, on June 25th. That man over there, Bryant, will be giving a beautiful panel about Black Pride. So please come through. Where is that at? Okay, the Live Nation office with the Recording Academy. So if you guys are interested, just talk to me, talk to Brian, talk to Nico. And thanks so much for showing up. Let's have a little mixer. Thank you.
Yay!
Thank you.
Also, sorry for anybody that got startled when I did that. I literally just saw that my face was behind me and freaked out.
Sweet.
Amazing. Thanks, guys.
Cool.
And next up, we have our very own Jess Chase's song playing on this. So stick
Ooh.
around. You'll hear the
Let's
song.
go.
Love that.
Can we get a photo of you?
Yeah.
Thanks so much for being here, y'all.
Yeah.
Where should you? Where do you want to put us?
Severed head, what do you mean? You wanna be my boyfriend? Don't fall in love. I'll leave you for Jen. I am the girl who is yours. What do you mean? You wanna keep me for yourself? I can't keep you going to hell. I am the girl who is yours. I'll eat your soul and I will put you the bill. I am the girl who is yours. I'll slit your throat and I will cut you to kill. I am the girl who is yours. I'll eat your soul and I will put you the bill. I am the girl who is yours. I'll slit your throat and I will cut you to kill. Tell me what you think about it. I got a lot on my mind. I've been losing my focus. I'm a little busy right now, trying to fantasize, 'cause it's the life that I've chosen. I like the ones in my and the ones that wanna stay, the ones that wear my makeup, get jealous of my shoes. If you think you're worth my time, then you better get in line. There's so many that I just can't choose. I've been thinking, boys, everything I see, boys, coming out late, boys. I've been thinking, boys, I don't really need boys, but I still rinse repeat, boys. Boys, 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 boys. And I know, I should have one at a time. But they're all so cute, how could a girl possibly decide? The tall supermodel, the star of a novel, the one that will grovel and do anything that I want. I like the ones MIA and the ones that wanna stay, the ones that wear my makeup, get jealous of my shoes. If you think you're worth my time, then you better get in line. There's so many that I just can't choose. I've been thinking, boys, everything I see, boys, coming out late, boys. I've been thinking, boys, I don't really need boys, but I still rinse repeat, boys. Boys, 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 boys. I've been thinking, boys, 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 boys. Always dreaming. She dances on my tongue. I know it's just a hunch, but she might be the one. I could be there for lunch. There she tastes like she might be the one. I could be there for lunch. There she tastes like she might be the one.
Ain't about me. How do we find real life fantasy? Is that what you like about me? How do we find real endless life? Ain't about me. How do we find real life fantasy? Is that what you like about me? How do we find real endless life? Just hold me, don't hold me down. Just hold me, don't hold me down. Just hold me. And how often in time speak words that aren't mine. Don't hurt, I wonder. Ain't about me. How do we find real life fantasy? Is that what you like about me? How do we find real endless life? Just hold me. Ain't about me. How do we find real life fantasy? Is that what you like about me? How do we find real endless life? Just hold me. It's just us now. You help me see me when everything's loud. You hold me there. You're the moon and I'm the sun, my perfect reflection. You're an echo. insecure about things I ain't thought about in years. You're ringing out my fears, and I don't see you anymore, but the words you left me are always in my ears, always in my tears. You're as gentleness my body just won't forget. You're a handprint on my heart I just can't possess. It don't matter if it's 25 years, 25 months. It don't matter if it's 25 days. It was real love. We got too much history, so don't just dispose of me. You can leave me for 25 days, 25 months. You can leave me for 25 years, I'll never give up. We got too much history, so don't just dispose of me. Can we try again? You know we had potential. In the middle of the night, I was by your side. You would hold me tight, only you and I know. How you lie. It don't matter if it's 25 years, 25 months. It don't matter if it's 25 days. It was real love. We got too much history, so don't just dispose of me. You can leave me for 25 days, 25 months. You can leave me for 25 years, I'll never give up. We got too much history, so don't just dispose of me.
You know I be down, down, down. You know I be down, down, down. You know I be way, 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 way down. You know I be down, down, down. You know I be down, 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 down. Way, 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 way down. They gon' have to come get me. They gon' have to see about me to get next to you. They gon' have to call the law. I don't care what they offer. I'm protecting you, 'cause I never know that I could put anybody before me. So they gon' have to come get me. They gon' have to see about me to get next to you. You're more than the sun. You're why the sun beams. Your love is high, wide like a river. And if I die, I already fell in love with it. Ooh, I know what it's like to feel like I'm dying in peace. Oh,
promise to keep us in love. 'Cause I need it better than I needed air to breathe. If you ain't around to catch me when I'm falling, I'ma go around and tighten your wings on my back, just in case. If you ain't around when I'm around, I'ma go around me. They gon' have to come get me. They gon' have to see about me to get next to you. They gon' have to call the law. I don't care what they offer, I'm protecting you. 'Cause I never thought I could put anybody before me. So they gon' have to come get me. They gon' have to see about me to get next to you.
Watch you ride, slip inside, get into it, yeah, yeah, yeah. Favorite prize, you're the light, nothing to it, yeah, yeah, yeah. In the morning or the night, how I like with you. Get into it how you like, it's alright with you. Running through you in my room, oh yeah, oh yeah. Turn and screw till I'm all loose, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not that typical, but you caught my eye. Babe, let me give you something you're gonna like. One shot, two shots on me. Get it up and get it in time. Put 'em up, just leave it all to me. I can walk that talk all night. Talking, 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 talking. All of you is talking.
Put more response on my head, that's what I said. Put response on my head, that's what I said.
I give you the go ahead. They look, don't touch, and I leave them on.
I can blow more rounds like a shooting star. Gonna go real far, way too hard. Running through you in my room, oh yeah, oh yeah. Turn and screw till I'm all loose, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not that typical, but you caught my eye. Babe, let me give you something you're gonna like. One shot, two shots on me. Get it up and get it in time. Put 'em up, just leave it all to me. I can walk that talk all night. Talking, 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 talking. All of you is talking. Talking, 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 talking. All of you is talking.
Wait, who is that?
I don't know, I've never seen her.
She's got big bulging eyes and a chewing a grin. Everything in a way either rottens or freezes. She's not an omen, she's not a woman. She's stuck in ecology. She cosplays a mountain looking like a hill. She storms through the valley, you begin to get the chills. She's not an omen, she's not a woman. She's dark ecology. Let's go She's all cloudy.
can hope to avoid, or you think that you will. But before each winter is through, she's due to come and visit you. She's not an omen, she's not a woman, she's dark ecology.
I can't seem to face up to the facts. I'm tense and nervous and I can't relax. I can't sleep 'cause my bed's on fire. Don't touch me, I'm a real live wire. Psycho killer, qu'est-ce que c'est? Pop, 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 pop it up. Run, 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 run away. Oh, I love a psycho killer, wanna love you forever. You know I never run away. I love a psycho killer, wanna love you forever. You know I never run away. You start a conversation, you can't even finish it. You're talking a lot, but you're not saying anything. When I have nothing to say, my lips are sealed. Say something once, why? Or say it again. You start a conversation, you can't